and welcome back to the dojo. So as promised, I'm going to start putting together some really fundamental basic videos for our younger generation, so our Judo Tots, Judo Kids, and any of the sort of lower end beginners. So again, just because it's the Judo Tots, the Judo Kids and the younger ones, it is key to remember here, this is fundamental basic movement and it applies to everybody, no matter whether we are a higher level judoka or the basics. It always is key to always remember the basics, the balance, the coordination, agility is key to future success. So don't underestimate these type of exercises are beneath you. Okay, so remember that it is important that even the older ones, these are important little drills that you can put into a sort of daily program that we produce for the older level players. But we're back to the young kids, and again, let's have a go at this. You can practice these exercises on your own time. All you're going to need to complete this first set is a judo belt or a bit of rope, anything you can get, but most of you should have your judo belt at home. And we're just going to lay it out in a straight line. Now I know space is the key at some places at your homes and stuff, but I'm sure you can be creative and find a driveway, a garage, anywhere in your house that you can make this work. Okay. Now, it is important you remember to, before we do this, to lay out straight, find space, have a bit of a warm-up before you start any exercise, and make sure you have a drink of water and hydration, key always. So, let's crack on. Let's show you the 5 exercises, and that will give us a starting base, and then I'll explain at the end of this video where we're going with it next. Okay, so let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of a run. So this is just basically to help us warm up as well. And we're going to run down one side of the belt. Doesn't have to be too fast. When I get to the end, I'm going to make a turn, and then we're going to go backwards. So here, sliding feet across, there, and back. Now remember, make sure you go on both sides, so therefore the other leg can lead. And remember, a key thing here is when we do this, not to step over. We are sliding feet and back, and nice and steady. Okay, so there's our little one. But again, you can do this 10 times, 5 times, 50 times. It's entirely up to you. Remember, balance, coordination. Right, this time we're going to add a pivot turn. So when I run down, I do my sliding foot again, but instead of now bringing this foot here and going backwards, we're going to slightly change it here, and then bring the foot through, and then we're going to turn the hips, and then bring the other foot through, and then run on. So, there, turn hips through. There. Takes a bit of practice, but you'll get there. And remember, it's important we do both sides, so we can also use the other side as well, so we come down, and we pivot through on the other side. The other leg works best. Okay, and there's our little pulse raiser movement work, but the pivot turn is a hip mobility. Hips. Okay, turn. When you turn, make sure you turn in and then away. Cool. Try and avoid stepping on the belt. Okay, so we're going to move to some jumps, side to side. So, what is important I want you to focus on here is trying to make sure the whole foot stays on the mat. And if you notice, toes are fairly straightforward. They're not going to be outwards. They're not going to be one in, one out. So the key here is to focus on these things pointing forwards or just slightly out. Okay, but not here or here. Okay. And when we land, we're not landing on toes. We're going to land on the whole foot. Okay, not flat, but just nice and easily cushioned landing. And always make sure I have some relaxation and bend the knees in the knees slightly back. Okay, so side to side jumps. Using the belt. Okay. Feet shoulder width apart. Don't have to go wide, don't go too narrow. And when I bend my knees, I'm going to keep my body straight and then up, and we're going across. And we'll land with a slight bend in the knees. The knees, here. And you'll notice it's nice and controlled, not losing balance when I land, and I keep on my back nice and straight. Okay, cool. So there's the side to side. Now we're going to add a turn. Okay, So we're adding a turn. So we start here, and when we jump this time, I'm going to turn my back to the belt landing on the other side. So very simple. And I turn out. Notice I've got a good straight back. My knees are bent. I've not landed with straight legs. And I'm nice and cushioned. Face the front again, and then I jump here. I'm going to try and land on both feet at the same time. Okay, so there's the jumping out version. Now we're going to jump facing in. Same action, but this time when I jump, I want to be back looking towards the belt. My toes pointing to the belt. Okay. Okay, cool. So far so good. Hopefully you've got the gist of that. Remember, take your time, focus on the technique, and make sure you have your knees bent, land on both feet, and try to keep that back straight. Okay, so the next bit is going to be starting to add a little bit more control with taking off with 1 foot, landing on 2 feet. So a little bit more advanced. Okay, so we are going to take off on 2 and land on 1. So, okay, so take off on 2, land on 1. So here we go, take off on 2, land on 1. Take off on 2, land on 1. And you can do that going down the mat. So, it doesn't really matter what foot you land on, try and alternate though. So, jump, cross, land on 1. Jump, land on 1. Control the landing, control, reposition, there, okay, you get the gist of that. Cool, so you'll do a couple of laps of that, and then we're going to do the other way around. We're going to take off on 1 and land on 2. Now, some of you will find one of these variations easier than others, but we'll practice. So we're balancing on 1, landing on 2. Balance on 1, land on 2. Balance on 1, land on 2. Balance on 1, land on 2. Okay, and then that leads us to the last one, where we stay on 1 foot. You can swap them over if you want to. I am going slightly forwards on the jump. Okay, but what I don't want it to turn into is just this. Okay, that's not the key. Control, control, control. Okay, so stability. Okay, so just going to speed it up a little bit now. And this time, we're doing some movement where we go across the belt and back. Okay, so it's literally here, 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 here. And then we're going to do this coming down the mat. So forwards, back. And you can see every time I'm clearing the space of the belt. I'm not standing on the belt. Posture, knees bent. Okay, so I'm moving towards the end of the belt. Never pushing the legs over, alternating the step. Once you've mastered that, we can then start in this position and we can start to do it on a faster step, here and here. Cool, right, and the last one to this is really fast feet. So again, we're not landing this time, we're literally touching and coming back. A little bit tougher. Cool. And that is fast feet alternating steps. So the last one of the 5 is going to be the crisscross. I'm sure there's another name for it, but I'm going to call it the Judo cross. So what we do here is we start with the belt evenly balanced between the feet, and we're going to cross the legs over and alternate it around, left over right, right over left. Hips are staying forward, we're just moving through the hips. Okay? So remember, we both feet jump and turn. Okay? Both feet jump at the same time, up and cross. And land with the belt between your feet. And we'll keep that going. Moving down the mat. I'm trying to keep my feet facing forward as best I can without them twisting and going like this. So. Okay, so there we have a real simple set of exercises for our younger kids. Now, what I'm hoping is that you'll have a week's worth of practice with that, getting more confident, developing better stability, and more importantly, a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger, and gain some more experience on balance coordination. Put some music on, play some music, do it with your mums and dads, doesn't matter, have a go. Then, following on from that, we're then going to take it into some more judo steps, which will start to develop towards the Tai Sabaki, Ashi Sabaki, and Sugiashi movements, more specific to starting to turn into techniques. So, I'm going to leave you with this set of drills this week. Enjoy. It'll be great to hear from you, particularly your younger ones. Send a little message to me or message on the club Facebook page. Share your successes with everybody, and remember, we are one whole club. Let's stick together and we'll all get through this. Lovely to see you all again. Enjoy, and I'll see you with more videos soon.